All right, Hagerty drivers, I'm back by popular demand. Just kidding, I'm still filling in for Tiffany. On today's show, the new Hellcat SRT Red-Eye gets a price, the Kia Stinger gets a power bump, is this needed? I don't know, and Hyundai owners get an unpleasant smell. Plus, what if Lamborghini built a K-car? I'm Cameron Nevue, and this is Hagerty's Daily Driver. Buckle up. Great news for people who want the only rear-wheel drive American sedan. Well, Chrysler has just announced prices for their lineup of new Dodge Chargers, although new is doing a lot of work in that sentence. At the bottom, you can get a base V6 SXT for just under $30,000 MSRP. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. Let's talk about the V8s. You can get a 5.7-liter V8 for around $37,000 and the 6.2-liter supercharged Hellcat for just under $70,000. But let's say you need all 797 horsepower in your life. The SRT Hellcat Red-Eye will sell for just over $78,000 before destination. And for those of you keeping score at home, this comes out to about $100 per horsepower. Now, of course, the Shelby GT500 gives you 760 horsepower for just over $73,000, and Ford dealers will actually take those protective bumper covers off for you. Yeah, they were meant to come off. If Mafia Hitman isn't your style, may I suggest the Kia Stinger GT? The Korean fastback four-door is one of the best handling cars in class, and in many ways out BMWs the BMW 3 Series. Now, we've seen what the revised Stinger looks like, and now we've got some power numbers. According to Autoblog, the entry-level version gets a 2.5-liter turbo four-cylinder with 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, which is a massive lift over the outgoing 2-liter engine. Not to be outdone, the V6 in the Stinger GT now produces 368 horsepower. Now, some have complained that the Stinger sounds a little wimpy under acceleration, so the company is reportedly adding an electronic butterfly valve in the exhaust that gives a deeper grumble. Either that or that valve just turns up the engine noise that's piped through the speakers. But that's not the biggest complaint a Korean automaker is facing. As reported by Cars.com and others, owners of the brand new Hyundai Palisade SUV have reported something much worse than a weak exhaust note. You know that new car smell? Well, it's basically the off-gassing of various plastics and other materials in a car. It's not great, but some people claim to like it. I mean, they've even made air fresheners based off of it. Now, the Palisades don't have a new car smell problem, they have an EU car smell problem. Apparently, something in the vehicles are giving off a terrible odor. Some say it smells like stinky socks, while others complain they get a whiff of garlic when they open the door. Now, Hyundai says they're looking into the problem, but investigation by Cars.com reveals that that awful smell might be coming from the head restraints, or worse, by something inside the seat cavities. I'm not going to let my imagination guess what that is. But coming up, we did let our imaginations run wild with what would happen if Chrysler took advantage of owning Lamborghini. But first,
if you're looking for the only sports car in the world that gives you the superior traction of front-wheel drive, a competition suspension, and an unbeatable 770 protection plan, then look no further.
All right, so we all know the Chrysler TC by Maserati. Basically, it was this late-era Lee Iacocca badge engineer exercise that was mostly just a chintzy money grab and is now a punchline for automotive enthusiasts. But what if they went further? Chrysler bought Lamborghini in 1987 and held the company until the early 90s. While Lamborghini did influence the design of the Dodge Intrepid and the Viper's V10, there was little crossover between the brands. You see where we're going with this? Illustrator Abimelech Arellano imagined a universe where the company made a Chrysler Imperial and a Chrysler Daytona by Lamborghini. The results are pretty wild. First is the Dodge Daytona, which gets full Lambo treatment with Gandini-style fender flares and real Campagnolo wheels. Even more wild is the K-car-based Imperial, which is a New Yorker with a longer wheelbase, restyled front and rear fascias, Lamborghini badges, and another set of Campagnolos. Okay, someone please build one of these for Radwood. We've got the period correct reviews. They're, what's a good 80s word? Lit? Just kidding. That's what kids say now. You can go to Hagerty.com/media or click below to read the period correct reviews of these cars. I'll be back tomorrow with more car news, but until then, keep driving. And 311 feet-pound of torque. Pound-feet of torque.